Thought I would do a 5 o'clock update here for South Texas. Right now in northern Michigan, well, West Michigan, I keep forgetting. We're not in northern Michigan. We're currently in western Michigan, and it is under high pressure. So we have blue skies, maybe a few clouds every once in a while. Everything is going pretty well. Weather's been very nice, very cool in the mornings though. We're getting into the low 40s the last couple of mornings. We're gonna probably warm up to almost 80 here on Monday or Tuesday before we get another cold front that comes through, and then it cools things off. But that's not what I wanted to share. All my stuff is for South Texas, and just a few things to update people on. Since I didn't do one this morning, I don't always do a video on Sundays, especially Sunday mornings, but I did see this. It's still a 30% chance for a cyclone to form within the next 7 days. However, it's now the one that's coming off of the African coast. And to take a look at it really quick here, it's this one. Here, let me see if I can move my face on here. I don't typically do that either. To show you that, it is just coming off the African coast. It looks a much healthier wave than this one here, which at first that's what everyone was keying in on. To take a look at the GFS ensemble, a couple of days ago when I showed this, it was showing up here with maybe a 50-50 shot of the ensembles. Now it looks like it's much less. Looks like there's about 4 ensemble members that want to take it across into the Caribbean, which would tend to show that it's going to end up going into the Gulf. And so that would be a concern. But at this point, it's unlikely that this next one, in fact, it looks like now it's trying to get at least into Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane status up here in the mid-Atlantic. Otherwise, everything else has been doesn't show that it's going to be in necessarily favorable conditions for this. My guess is there's a little bit more shear involved with this, unless it can get punched through some areas. Otherwise, you know, there is something that's just a wave that looks like it tries to form a little, maybe a circulate, at least a low pressure area down there in the Gulf of or the Bay of Campeche, then goes into Mexico. So really there isn't anything else. Everything else that's in the Gulf, it goes up over Florida. It's going the wrong direction, and then out over the Atlantic. This is not tropical. It looks like it is part of the cold front that's coming off here. So this is not expected to be a homegrown subtropical system. It's more of an extratropical system, but especially with all the cold air that's behind it. That is not typically a cold or a tropical type system. So but there is also other things to deal with as well. We do have this slight risk of excessive heavy rain for the Victoria Crossroads. Turn the radar back on. There we go. And let's put me in a nondescript place. There we go. All right. So relatively was right here. The rain is kind of going a little bit further to the south and building into the Victoria Crossroads. Some of it is getting into the coastal plains and maybe even a little bit of the northern brush country, but for the most part, everything else should behave itself here for the rest of the day. However, for tomorrow, we do have a marginal excessive heavy rain outlook because that front is going to continue to sag further south and get into the rest of South Texas, all the way down to Laredo and Kingsville, and even into deep South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley. So those are things to watch out for. The front, if you're not aware, at 1 o'clock this afternoon Central Time, is this stationary slash cold front. It is sagging southward. There's a little bit of force to it because you can see all that north wind trying to just push it down, trying to push it a little bit further. Don't know if it's going to actually get into the Corpus Christi area to cool it off much. I know from the cloud cover we're going to probably end up not getting quite to 100 the next couple of days. We'll probably stay in the lower to mid 90s across it, but we'll see. It's still getting to 99 right now in Laredo, and is it 95 in Falfurrias? Yeah, 96 maybe. I forget which one that is. 95 down there. Anyway, you can see up to the north where it's either has rained or the cooler air has gotten in, and it's mid 70s to around the mid 80s across that area. I know a lot of people in South Texas keep looking for that cold front to come through and things to cool off, but we're not quite there yet. The next reinforcing shot of cold air that's going to come down across the plains and into the upper Great Lakes, that might be able to push this thing further south. I don't want to get people's hopes up too soon, but that is what it's looking like. Okay, that's it. Enough for me rambling. I will put this away and take it easy.